Happy Mother's Day to all you moms out there. I hope you are enjoying your Sunday. We are doing a redo of the General Tso's chicken that we did a few years ago that I wasn't completely happy with, and that was the day that I had questioned whether or not I should get an air fryer. And so, after much tweaking and trying to come up with a better version of General Tso's chicken, this is where we're at. Hey everyone, I'm Flo, Dude is behind the camera, and we are all about simple faith and simple food. All of my written recipes are available to my patrons on Patreon. We're starting with a pound of chicken today. These are boneless, skinless chicken thighs, and I'm only using a pound because that's what fits comfortably in my air fryer, but you can easily double this recipe. You'll need about 6 pieces. So I've already started cutting them up into about 1.5 inch sized pieces. And basically I just cut them in each thigh into like 4 pieces. You'll find there's one side that is a little bit bigger than the other, and that's the one I cut into 2 pieces. Does that make sense? Just put that into a bowl. And I'm going to crack an egg in there. I'm adding about 1 tablespoon of soy sauce. And that's just to season your chicken a little bit. And we're just going to stir this around. If you're going to do 2 pounds of chicken, I would still just use 1 egg. You don't need 2 whole eggs. I'm using a potato starch today, but I think you can also use cornstarch, although I find that potato starch makes the pieces more crispy. The I can't be bothered side of me says, oh, just pour it into the chicken. But I can see that there's a lot of liquid because of the egg in the chicken. And if you put the potato starch in there, you're just gonna end up with a goopy mess. So don't do that. I'm using about 1/2 cup of potato starch. I'm just eyeballing because again, I can't be bothered with measuring completely. And if there's not enough, you can always add more. But what I don't like is recipes that say, oh, use a whole cup of potato starch, and then you throw away like 3/4 cups. That's such a waste.
That's so stern of you to say. Well.
All right, I'm gonna drop a few pieces in at a time and coat them. Just make sure all the pieces are coated. And I'm gonna drop them directly into the basket. I preheated my air fryer just for a couple of minutes to heat it up a little bit. Okay, so shake off the excess and drop them into your basket. Okay, I'm just gonna spray some vegetable oil on top. And we're putting it in for 8 minutes. I might check it halfway through to see if it needs to be stirred up a little bit. Let's just set it for 8 and I'll check at 4 minutes. I tweaked my sauce a little bit. I think by adding a little bit of hoisin, it gives a little bit of a different umami, like a different added flavor. And instead of using, what was I using before? Tomato paste, I decided I'm just gonna use ketchup because I just need a little bit. Starting off with, in a small saucepan, 2 tablespoons of sugar, 2 tablespoons of soy sauce, 2 tablespoons of rice vinegar, I'm almost out, 2 teaspoons of hoisin sauce, 2 teaspoons of ketchup, 1 clove of garlic minced. I'm just using my garlic press. And 1 teaspoon of fresh ginger grated. And just estimate. My tip for the day, if you have little pieces of ginger like this, you can always just wrap it up in like plastic wrap and toss it in the freezer. And then you'll always have fresh ginger to grate. And you can grate right from frozen. Look at how crispy that is. I'm just going to leave it back in the air fryer to keep warm while I finish my sauce. Stir this up. Okay, while that is coming up to a simmer, prepare a cornstarch slurry because we're going to thicken the sauce. I'm going to use about just 1 teaspoon. 1 teaspoon of cornstarch. And add about 2 teaspoons of water to dissolve it. It has to be cold water, otherwise your cornstarch will not dissolve. I'll just let this simmer for a couple of minutes so that it kind of cooks the ginger and the garlic and melts the sugar as well. And if you don't want to use sugar, I used honey in my first recipe, so you can always substitute. It's simmering quite rapidly now. I'm just going to turn down the heat if I can without turning it off. And I'm going to add my cornstarch slurry. Look at that. Doesn't it look like the nuclear red sauce you get in the restaurants? Yeah, look at how shiny it is and red. The red comes from the ketchup.
And not from artificial coloring? But
Yep.
what if you want said artificial coloring?
Go get takeout. Totally forgot to add some heat. I'm just going to add a pinch of chili flakes. You can add more if you want a little bit more heat. If you like your sauce a little bit more sweet, add a little bit more sugar. There's so many things that you can do. Okay, I'm going to go grab my chicken now. So when I was cooking the chicken, I checked it at 4 minutes. I gave it a stir. I checked it again at 8 minutes, gave it another stir because I didn't feel that it was browned enough. I left it in for another 2 minutes. So 10 minutes total at 350 degrees in your air fryer. Okay, I'm going to put the chicken into a clean bowl. Right, and we're going to pour the sauce in. Well, since I have my spatula here, I should just clean it all out, right?
Oh, you should not waste any of that.
There.
Liquid gold.
Did you know that General Tso's Chicken is one of my most watched videos on my channel? Just cracks me up. Look at that.
It's a yummy thing.
All right, I know you all are waiting for.
I can't take my eyes off of you.
Looks pretty yummy.
Even visually, compared to your first go around with the General Tso's Chicken, this is looking pretty good. Actually, really good. Oh, before I go on, happy Mother's Day to all the moms out there, because if it weren't for you guys, we wouldn't be here. Literally. Let's get into one of these things. I don't know how close you can get, Flo, but I will attempt to hold it still. Amazing what you can do with an air fryer. All right, here it goes. Dude, that is so good. Texture and the flavor is a lot better. There's no mushiness in any attempted use of a batter. So just using that starch, that potato starch, so good. And the sauce with a bit of heat, I can taste the chili flakes and the garlic, nice bright flavors, so good. Let's get lunch on.
All right, thanks, dude. This recipe is so easy, so much easier than the previous recipe where I had to use the oven and use the Instant Pot. This literally took about 20-25 minutes to make. It only took me a little bit longer because I didn't have all of my sauce ingredients ready to go. But if you have this in the air fryer and you're making your sauce, it should all come together within that amount of time. And if you're craving takeout, but you don't want to go and get it, you can get this on the table really quickly, even faster than takeout. By the time you order, go down, pick up, or have delivery, this is way quicker. Again, happy Mother's Day to all of you. Hope you're enjoying your day. And if you're looking for more easy and simple Chinese takeout recipes, check them out. I'll see you over there.